Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to review for you the photo books by SubBook. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and make sure to check the notifications bell to never miss a new video. So this week I have another app photo book for you, and by app photo book I mean photo books that are accessible only through smartphones. This photo book is called SubBook and it's made by a Danish company. And when I first saw it and worked in the editor, it really reminded me of SubBooks, although it's a different version of it, but it's a very similar idea in the look and the insides of the book. It's not a subscription, but with the added benefits of being very kind to the environment. Before I even start talking about the book and showing it to you, let me just tell you that I've got a coupon code for you. You can use the code LOVE to get 25% off your order. And this code is valid for 3 months. So let's start with the creation process. You have to download the app onto your phone, which is called SubBook. And when you open the app, you have to start creating a photo book. Now, the app can connect to many different sources, including your camera roll, Facebook, Instagram, Google Photos, and Dropbox. Once you're connected to your preferred photo server, you can start adding photos into the book. All of these books are the same size, so when you start creating, there's not really too many choices. You just go create new book, and you have to add a minimum of 32 photos to create one of these books. I think you can add less than that as well, but you're going to have blank pages in the book. So once you start selecting your photos, the app is going to automatically put them into the book for you, and these photos are going to be put into the book without any cropping. So by that, I mean that the photos are going to retain their aspect ratios. So if it was a landscape photo, it's going to look a landscape with white space above and below. If it was a portrait photo, it's going to have space on the 2 sides. And if it was a square photo, it's going to have space on all sides because there's no cropping done to your photos. And this is a great thing because you're not going to lose anything from your photos, but at the same time, you can't do any cropping yourself and you can't do any adjustments to the photos. So it's very, very straightforward and very easy and simple and basic at the same time, because you can add the photos, but you can't change anything about the layout or anything about the photo. The only thing you can do in the inside of the book is add captions under the photos. Also, you need to have 1 photo per page, so no montages and no double page photos. For the cover, you can select from many designs, which are very similar to the ones I saw in SubBooks again, but you can also select a photo and titles to your photo book, just like this one here. And as you can see, it has a very, very unique look. And when you see a photo book with this cover, with the colored kind of spine photo in the middle, you will know that it's a SubBook. When you're ready with the cover and the inside of the book, all you have to do is put your book into the basket, go to the checkout process, fill it in with your details, and wait for the book to arrive. So that was the creation process in a nutshell. Very easy, very straightforward, but quite limited at the same time. Let's go on and have a look at the inside of the book and the quality. So as I mentioned, the book only comes in 1 size, and this is an A5 portrait size. So roughly an 8 by 6 inch, I would say. Having smaller sizes for app photo books is quite common, but usually they are a square size or a smaller landscape. But I can see that now the portrait photo books are becoming more and more popular. And I think the reason for that is that many people take their photos in a portrait mode, especially selfies, and Instagram stories and Facebook stories are all in portrait mode. So these pictures can be better accommodated in these books. So all in all, nothing wrong with the A5 size, but I think a square option would be a nice addition to the range, because not everybody likes the portrait, and the square could be a better fit for square pictures. The book has a strong hardcover with a dust jacket, and both have a matte finish. It's a very nice cover for a very small book. It makes it look more premium. The design is the same on both the dust jacket and the book. On the spine, you're going to see the titles, and on the back you're going to see a small SubBook logo in the bottom. On the front, as I said, you can choose from many different cover designs, and you can also add your own photo and captions underneath. I chose to add my own photo with captions. My only problem with that was that I find the photo to be a little bit too small and the caption as well, and there was no way to edit that to make the text any bigger or to make the photo slightly larger. The only thing I could do is crop the photo outside the app and then re-import it in an aspect ratio that fits better the cover of the book. That's just a tip for you guys. The dust jacket certainly adds a layer of elegance to the book, and on the inside of the dust jacket in the back, you're going to see a little story about how they're trying to help the environment. So for every third book, they're going to plant a tree for you. Now, I think this is beautiful to have it in the book, but you should really have the option to edit that dust jacket and add your own story there instead of their story, because we can read the story on the website, we can read the story on the flyer that came with the book, so it has the same story. So I think that's just something that they could change, because when you make a personalized photo book, you want to personalize what's on the cover as well. All in all, I think it's a very nice premium cover for a little book like this. The designer covers look pretty, but the editing features for the cover are a little bit too restricted for me. Let's have a look at the binding of the book. So all of these books are perfect bound, which means that the pages are printed double-sided and they are glued together at the spine. You can't open them fully flat, but with this book it's not a problem at all, because none of the photos are full bleed, so nothing is going to get lost in the middle of the book in the gutter. The binding is very nice, and when you open the book, it starts with an empty double spread. Well, it's not really empty, you've got a title on it, but it still gives you a flyleaf because the photos actually start on the second page. And the same is true for the back, you've got a double white spread. The paper they use inside the book is brilliant white and has a matte semi-gloss finish. I would say it has a very subtle sheen, but I would say it's mostly matte. It's brilliant white, so it's going to be better with the colors. It's not going to make them warm or cold. It's going to give you a nice color balance. There's no other upgrades at the moment, so this is the only paper option you can choose. And as I said, the minimum page count is 32 pages and the maximum is 200, so you can create a book with quite a lot of pages if you need them for a larger project. The print quality of the book is average, and not in a negative sense. I just mean that it's not as good as a silver halide or as an inkjet book, but even compared to other digitally pressed printed books, it just falls a little bit short on it. I noticed some little lines in the print. The print is by no means bad or blurry or anything like that, but I always have to compare it to the other photo books that I have, and now I've got hundreds. So I would rate it in the digital a 7 out of 10, overall a 5 out of 10 if I compare it to silver halide or inkjet, but of course that's not really fair because it's not the same price range. The best part about the company and the book itself is that it really cares about the environment. So most of the materials, or I think actually all of the materials, are sustainably sourced. Many of the parts of the book and the box is recycled. It came in a box like this, by the way, so that was in a brown envelope, and the box was inside to keep the book in a nice shape. And then there was a little tissue paper as well with a SubBook logo on it. So all of these materials are recycled, and after every 3 books, they are going to plant a tree for you. So that's an amazing thing. And if you do care about the environment, which we all should by now, then it is obviously a big plus when making a photo book. They ship to all European locations, to my knowledge or my understanding. You can't get these books from America, Australia, or anywhere else. So shipping within Europe, it was around 1 week, I would say, and it came with Royal Mail, so standard post office service. The books start at 29 euros for 32 pages, and that includes shipping as well. Now, I think for the size, it's a little bit overpriced, because comparing it to many other books which are the same size, they are usually cheaper, but this one, as I said, includes free shipping, and you have to think of it as an organic book because it's environmentally friendly and it's from sustainable sources, and usually they tend to be more expensive. So this is the end of my review of this cute little app photo book. I'm going to give you now tips of when you should get this book, or when you should consider buying this book, and when this might not be your best choice. So why you should consider buying this book? The first thing and the most important one is that it's environmentally friendlier than all the other photo books that I know of. So if the environment is really important to you and you don't want to increase your carbon footprint by printing out your memories, then SubBook is your best choice. If you want a photo book done very quickly without any headache and thinking about designs, choosing fonts, moving texts, and so on, then again, it's an amazingly efficient, quick editor. You just select your photos, it puts it into the book, and in 2 minutes you can create the photo book, order it, and get it done. If I like editing my photo books and I like to have a little bit of freedom and I want to move around things on the page and I want to edit my cover and my text, then the editor is not going to allow me to do that. As I said, it's quite restricted, so a different editor might work better for that purpose. If you are on a very tight budget, again, this wouldn't be my first choice because I know other photo books who can create the same size for a much cheaper price. Again, they're not going to be environmentally friendly and they might not have the same hardcover, but if you just want a photo book with lots of photos, the same size, and you can't spend more than £10-15 on it or $10-15, then there are other options as well which are more affordable. And finally, if you are looking for a Silverlight or inkjet premium print quality, again, this might not be your first choice because, as I said, they use digital press printing, which doesn't result in the most accurate colors and the nicest tone transitions. But those kind of books are going to cost more than £100. So it's a silly comparison, but I just wanted to point out that if you're looking for a very, very professional print quality, then this might not be your first choice. If you have any more questions about this book, leave them in the comments. I try to answer them. Don't forget to use the code LOVE to get 25% off your order. It's going to be available or valid for the next 3 months. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, subscribe for more.